Hello, I have a new video toy. Let's see how it works. Okay, this journal is yet another one from last summer, or this summer, whatever, 8/23/2010. Third one of that day, Mayan day, was 11 water or offering. And it's called When Learning Stops, or now as Transcending Time. Though I wish I had the energy of body to record some videos, the body just doesn't have it right now. I thought about maybe just posting the written versions over to Scribd, but not yet. I want to trust the body to get back its energy. Besides, I do enjoy recording them. It's fun to feel that flow go through me again, as it did when they were first written. I link up with them when I record them. I hope you feel that. Time, it just isn't the barrier, the limit we think it is. Oh, my little lady has lost tracking. There, she's coming back. Okay. Time just isn't the barrier we think it is, or that we're used to thinking it is. It isn't that. Being actually simultaneous, that makes it wide open, doesn't it? That means you can experience any now, right now, and time right now. Well, why not? Now, it's different for me, I suppose. I don't have the curiosity of mind to go off exploring that. I take what comes. I like it that way. I figure Source knows best, and I prefer what Source brings, but that's my path. I've spent plenty of time off exploring in the mental realm. It just doesn't hold fascination for me anymore. Thus, I don't go off exploring other lifetimes, other times and places by choice. I do these only when they come in the natural flow of things. As I look at this now, I realize something. I realize that I consider the now, the flow of the now, to be sacred. It doesn't need improving. That's what mine does all the time. It tries to improve on things. Well, some things can't be improved upon, and I consider my now to be one of them. No, I can't explain it, nor am I claiming any high state or something like that. There's no emotion, no energy to this. It just is. Now is just best. That's simply all. Now, are you in heart? Does this connect with you there? It should, I think, but I don't know anything, so don't rely on that. It is strange when looked at from the mind's perspective. I'm aware of that. Now, while I still retain some memory of what that intense curiosity is like, I will write of this. I feel that fading away into I don't know what, just going. Anyway, I mentioned sometimes that I have the 4 college degrees, none higher than master's though, to prove I was curious, quite a bit. For years, I didn't go after any particular program, just took what seemed interesting for my classes. It took the Air Force education counselors quite a bit of talking to get me to focus in on that. I didn't much like it. Learning is simply fun. That's how I felt. Throwing in that piece of paper, the degree, and making that central to everything, giving it control, I didn't like that. But at a certain point, I consented, figured why not? Then, I guess, once I got started, it was too hard to stop. I stopped at 4, though. That's enough. That truly seems like some other lifetime, though. I can no longer identify with that person, that wonderful and curious student. Oh, I remember her all right, but it's really like she was someone else. I don't have to go far to explore other lifetimes. I have them right here. How about you? Is change coming on that fast for you? What with time accelerating the way it is, and with its continued acceleration upcoming, we'll all be feeling this way, if not now, then pretty soon. I'm sure there are many experiences like that out there among you. Maybe you haven't thought of them that way. I didn't until I just wrote this, but I'm sure my experience isn't solo. We're all one, after all. Time. Transcending time. What does that mean? I really don't know. Many who have come to the place where I am would think they'd want to explore other experiences, other bodies, other lifetimes, spend some time doing that. Well, maybe they will, but maybe not, my friends. Your values change tremendously. I don't recognize my old self anymore. We don't have too much in common, actually. It's pretty funny. Oh, you'll find a few reincarnation memory experiences laced here and there through the journals. One in Africa, another as a Native American, and one dying in war. It just comes in the flow, though. Source knows best what is needed in this now. That's my life. We surrender a lot on our way to awakening, or so it seems to me. Ha! Whatever me is, what a hoot! It gets a bit harder to talk of it. Things get to looking so different. Oh well. Anyway, we just don't bring along the old self as we walk this path. We're someone we don't even know yet, except deep within. It's so silly, but we get those things we wanted so much before, like the ability to travel in time in these quote unquote memories, which are really just now, and yet we don't have any more want for them, any more desire. We didn't bring with us the person who so wanted that. I didn't anyway. Do you see? Does this make sense? Heart sense, at least? I don't care about mind sense, you know. I know I can get out there sometimes. Can't be helped. The flow just is what it is. I do try to be sensitive as much as I can and not get carried away without explaining things. It's just that mind is so unimportant, my friends. It really is. Its questions are hardly worth answering, and it's pointless to answer them, as there will only be more. It's a never-ending thing with mind, and mind cannot help that. It's just built that way. But you're not. I guess that's the secret. We distinguish self from the mind. That's what makes everything seem so very different. We were so deeply identified with mind. We really thought that was us, who we are. Well, it's simply not, and that's quite a shock. It's a shock that comes again and again as the disidentification continues. Mind is an interwoven thing that has penetrated into every area of living, and from there it has to be unwound. It's not a very real part of self, just an adjunct, not a necessary one to our ascension. Oh yes, mind's functions are important and all that. I wouldn't want to leave home without one. But there's a higher mind that takes over, and it's quite different from the 3D mind. It doesn't have all that curiosity, the traits of the lower mind, of the brain, perhaps. Heck, I don't know. I'm kind of out there again, trying to explain things I only know by their feel. This isn't a cognitive trip I'm on. We do well to communicate at all, if the truth be told, using words. Do you see that? I bet you do. I'm pretty blessed to be helped and to be able to communicate with others. Plenty of people, when they get to this point, just go off somewhere, into a cave, disappear. I'm sure I've done it in a number of lives. I know I'm in those caves up there, high in the Himalayas somewhere. I've contacted that often enough to know it's real. Anyway, I'm grateful. I retain the memory of one dream I guess I'll share here. It happened earlier this year when I was shown, more like a lucid dream or OBE thing, but dreaming. I was shown and told some things. For one, I was told I needed to be cut off from my dreaming because I was woken in my dream, because I was a worker in my dreams as well, and I didn't yet need to be in contact with that part of me. It didn't need my awareness. It was working fine. The other thing, though, and it was really rather cool, was this. I was shown how I was to wake up slowly, right along with everyone else, and bring them along, and how important that was. I saw how I've been through all this suffering and stuff, and how important that was, because we can't understand what we haven't been through. We have to have compassion for one another. It's what helps pull and keep us together. How we recognize self in the other is so much helped by that. It's why we incarnated, my friends. This is serious stuff. Walk a mile in the other man's moccasins. So, the big thing about this time and the new time upcoming is us all getting together again. We've been apart way too long when we're really all one. Anyway, I was to awaken, but not gain access to my whole self like I want to sometimes. I'm already awake up there, but that has to be held in reserve. I was to do this awakening in front of everybody, so to speak, to do it publicly. All the warts, the clay feet, the whole thing. We have to do this thing together, my friends. We don't need to hero worship anyone. We have to realize this is our self too. Hey, if I'm awake up there, you are too, all of you. Look at it like that. Heck, all you need is simultaneous time to go there. You're already ascended. Do you see that? Well, look at it like you've got an already awakened self and you're just growing into that. Something like that, maybe. Play with it. Just be in heart. It is so very important not to get the big head here. Oh my God, how many masters have fallen back and failed the test of ego. It happens, my friends. There are some of them online and teaching. Don't get the big head. We'll be doing all kinds of miraculous things before too long, but don't think that's you. Let that whole idea go. That's divinity at work there. That's higher self. Don't be taking the credit for that, or you might fall down. They try to manipulate us into that, the dark side. It's their last chance to bring us down on our way up, so be alert. That's a part of you you're in process of dumping. The old ego self, the outer mind, or let's just say converting it into light. Mind tries to intrude on this stuff to take credit, to get the big head, the big ego and stuff. We have to get and see beyond that. Why? Easy. That's simply not real. That's just the stupid mind. Actually, it's more us that is stupid for following it. Do you see? We've got to stick with reality this time. Everything is one. There is no room for big-headed individuals in this. That don't cut it. Pretty simple. That's ego, and it stinks. Energetically, it really does. We'll all be reading energy very soon. Most of us are now, to some extent. You know you are. You read mind, don't you? Well then. Okay, I want to step out for just a minute here. Everything is a perspective. This is one perspective, one way of looking at things. And so when I say everything is one, that doesn't mean that we lose all individuality. Okay? It's both at the same time. It's not polarized. We're not forced into either we're one or we're an individual. We get to have both. So I wanted to say that. Okay, back to the journal. Boy, am I rambling. Okay, back to the dream. It was a being of light, and Andromedan, I think, showing me why I had to go incognito for a while yet. We have to be together in this. We must pull each other up. Do you see? We're all going home, but together. If we get someone way out there, too much in their power before the rest of us, then we've got the whole thing of hero worship that gets set up, and that's all rot. We don't need that. That's brought more than one master down. So we're all working this together this time. This time, we've got to remember that the same heart beats in every chest. This is a group thing we're doing as one, as the family of light. We're coming back into our oneness, but together. So I don't get to see my dreams or to access much of my higher powers as a light being just yet. It's coming though. At least I was told this much. I was told or shown how, if I did, it would cut me off from people, would make me think I was better than them or some hero or something, and they wouldn't see how they are this too. And that's all wrong. Boy, as I read this now, that just seems so strange. I mean, I think one of the worst things about it's hard being here in 3D because we get cut off from our star family, our soul family, the beings of light, and communion with them. And it's really difficult to think that we're so alone. We're really not, but that doesn't mean anything because it feels like we are, and it's so hard. And so it takes us a while to adapt to that and to accept it, and kind of like, to be the horse and get comfortable with the harness and pulling the weight and all that kind of thing. So I think if we get shown too much of what's out there ahead of us and get reminded of the beauty of that, it's like people when they have near-death experiences. A lot of times they don't want to come back. No thanks is what they've got to say. And so you can see here, and I know I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone in anything. I'm not. And so a lot of us it's our higher self is keeping things hidden from us. And it's the way it needs to be. We don't know unhappy if we get into things before the right season and cycle for them. So I wanted to add that in. Okay, back to the journal. So, my dear friends, timing is critical. Do realize that what is true for me is no doubt true for many, if not each and every one. We are all ascended already. The only thing between us and that is time, right? Well, if all time is really now, really simultaneous, then what? So shift your awareness up a notch. Realize you are that. We've been taught too well that we're these little peons, these rather useless accidents of nature. Shuck all of that. Just ditch it. Make a conscious intent you'll have no more of that type of thinking, and then be on the alert for it. Mind is sly, you know. Watch and observe for the subtle things. Big thing, no more self-criticism of any kind, subtle or not. You are basically God. Get used to that. Go watch little grandmother give this teaching. You can get it from many places, but I like the direct simplicity of her delivery. We simply are the great I am, and our time is now. We are the rescuers we've been waiting for. Well, let's wake up to that and remember, because now is the time for this. The remembering will be relatively easy or totally easy. Timing is everything, remember? Get ready for a wild ride. This stuff is important to have in your handbag, already packed. You need to know you are this. That is serious. Start programming yourself now. Get rid of the old crap. If you like, try NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, or tapping, or the emotion code, or what did tapping come from? EFT, and I've forgotten what it means now. But anyway, these things are out there. Those three are all good strategies to lay down some new programming deep in the recesses of the subconscious mind. They are excellent ways to clear the crap programming out. You'll find the links in the Scribd transcript waiting for you there. Or just, I don't want to say Google it anymore. They're working with the government. But, you know, that's what's in the transcript, so I'll read it. Look it up online. Okay, this is long enough. Just know you are this great, magnificent being of light, okay? Practice accepting that. Do that for me, if not for yourself. Take it on faith for a little bit if you have to. Just do check it out, one way or another. Don't believe any negative garbage about yourself. The time for all of that is like over, so over. We are divine, my friends. We're waking up to that, among other things. And the time is now. Take full advantage of this. Be in heart. Can't make it plainer than that. Oh, P.S. Astral travel and OBEs and secret powers and stuff, I don't have much use for putting any energy into them, just FYI. You will have all the powers you need when you need them, if you just stay in heart and follow where and how you're led. We all have these powers, my friends. They're very natural to us, just to our higher consciousness, not so much the 3D part. If you feel really called to pursue that, then do it. That's your path. Follow your heart is the best advice. Just be sure it's not mind parading around secretly as heart. It will do that. Know what I mean? Remember, mind and ego is slick. I bet you've seen an enlightened ego or 12 out there on the net. Love is us. Meet you in heart. We give one another strength and light and the reminder, the mirror of who we are. Live to the highest standards. Live from the heart, and you'll be fine. Forgive yourself. Be gentle with you. You are worth it. God, I love you. You guys are great. I'm so glad I'm incarnated to be with you. Oh my gosh, I've got a PPS. No ego stuff, remember. You are also all the crap you've created that you're in process of cleaning up now. So be both together. Let the one bring humility to the other, and the God self bring that sovereignty and that dignity back into the life. Do you see? Be both. It's not possible for mind, but that's okay. Mind is not doing that. You are. Good day.